Hello to everyone. It's a great pleasure to have this opportunity to address all of you who are watching this program from various parts of the world. And in my paper, I like to look at not how to deal with COVID, but what would be the world after COVID. This is what I am going to address in my presentation. We are watching this program at a time we have got a free time to think and reflect. We are confined to our own places, sometimes for a few weeks now, and we have enough ample time to reflect. And the other thing is that we are not in the race that we were used to engage every day. Now we have time to be away from that race and to reflect. And another change that we can observe is the environment. Now the messages comes from all over the world reveals that environment pollution has gone down drastically, and the less sound pollution and less air pollution today because of our engagement of human being has gone down. And then what about the other living beings? And we have so many messages, news from all over the world. Other living beings are happier now. They freely move here and there, where they never even try to come and move here and there. So what made them to feel that they are safe? Because our intervention has gone down. That is why those living beings have felt that they are safe now. And then we all have got more chances, more opportunities to be with your family and your family members. This is one side of the story. The other side is the food scarcity, hunger, and then the fear of getting this virus attack, and the fear of not getting enough health facility because of the less number of beds in the hospitals and less number of respiratory facilities. So that is another side of the story. So this is the background, this is the situation that we are having this discussion. I like to pay my attention at this juncture to our development model that we all try to uphold, that we all try to implement, copy and implement. What are the salient features of that development model? The whole world, we were in a race and we upheld the maximum accumulation of wealth is the success. So if you can become richer and richer, you are more successful. And all the other things were organized to individual to accumulate the maximum wealth. The success is to get maximum wealth. And to get maximum wealth, it is okay to exploit everything, the environment, other living beings, the air, whatever it is okay to exploit it for your success, to achieve that success. And then all our media and all the other means, we were taught the consumerism, consume the maximum, and that's okay. We are producing maximum things for the for the consumption of all the human being, and maximum you can consume is okay. That is the message that we upheld. And then our education system. Our education system created individuals who try to achieve those individual goals, that is to be the richest person, the most successful person, and richest person. So that was our education so far, to create a human being that will fit into this development model. And in this competition, very less attention to the well-being of others. And in that race, we needed weapons. All our countries, our nations have accumulated more and more weapons and more research to develop deadly weapons to be successful, to win the competition. And when the COVID attack came, we had enough weapons even to destroy twice the number of human population, but we didn't have enough beds and ventilators in our hospitals to care for our population. That is where we are having this conference. And now, since we have the time, we have the opportunity to reflect, to wait and see how successful, how meaningful the development model that we all try to copy and uphold. And it is not needed to tell that this development model, driven by the greediness, craving, and exploiting the everything, is unsuccessful and failed. At the point this COVID attack came, we are not in a position to face that situation. Our development model has failed to create a situation, create other facilities to face this threat. So now I think COVID situation, this situation has created a conducive environment for whole living being in this world to start thinking afresh how we can go ahead in the post-COVID world. So this is where we can look at Buddhism and the teaching of the Buddha, what we can bring to find that path, to develop that path, to be successful, not in the sense of having more and more wealth and to be richest, but to every one of us to live happily, care each other, and not to destroy our environment, instead how to protect and how to find a way, a sustainable way of life. Here, what I can share from Buddha's teaching. The basic knowledge I like to highlight is the dependent origination theory or conditional genesis theory. That is one of the basic teaching that comes in Buddhism. In that teaching, it says there is no starting point of anything in this world. There is no creator or creation. There is no anything permanent, and everything is dependent originated, and everything is bound to change, and nothing is permanent. And this teaching suggests we all are not only human being and other beings and the environment, we are interconnected and we are interdependent. So we cannot think of a development model disregarding the survival of the other living beings and the environment, since we are interconnected and interdependent. Then man is not supreme master of everything, and instead man is member of a large number of other living beings and a system. So then again, it doesn't support the race that we were engaged to be the most successful and richest and one who can consume the maximum. That doesn't support that development model. And again, the environment and the other living being is not created for our consumption at all. Since human is part of this large system, it is very much need to protect the environment and the ecological system for his or her survival. So Buddhism, based on this teaching, we can never think of a life disregarding the other living beings and the environment. So post-COVID future must be something that very much considerate of the environment and the rights of all the other living beings and protecting the ecological system. And then instead of greediness, instead of craving, having more and more, Buddhism suggests sharing. That is dana, the concept of dana. So sharing is what makes us more happier, and by engaging in dana or sharing, we accept the rights of the others living, others to have a happy life. So dana concept or sharing concept will be one of the major concepts that we can develop in post-COVID world. And then our education system. We have to think very seriously, what is our education system today? What kind of human being is created through our present education? Do we make children aware that they are part of a system? What I suggest, not to teach them, but my understanding is they already know that. If we can encourage them to develop what they already know, And then what I suggest is to be mindful, to develop mindfulness of we are not the master of everything, but we are part of a system. We are sharing everything, and then considerate of the protecting all other, the ecological system and rights of the other living being, and not to compete to get more and more. Instead, sharing. Happiness is not having more and consuming more and more, but sharing more and more, and then to develop a society that have the kindness and compassion to each other and one another. And then here there is another thing that we have to be very mindful. COVID should not create a mindset that we should separate from each other. We should close our doors to other countries, other nations, and should not think that we are, the Western has failed and our system is the supreme, and so that we have to negate all what is coming from outside. This is again going into a kind of extreme view, but sometimes that will lead to think we are higher than the other nations, our system is better than the others. It is not. It is post-COVID world should bring us more and more closer, more and more friendlier, more and more sharing the good knowledge and practices, learning from each other, and to develop a world, a kinder and compassionate and caring everyone in this world. And so, in nutshell, to be aware that we are member of a system, we are not the master, we cannot destroy environment and be successful. Instead, that environmental destroy will destroy us. And to be kinder, to be mindful, and to be caring all living beings. This will be the happier world in post-COVID world. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.